In my personal life, I've really struggled to like find out what I actually believe politically or religiously, morally. And it's always been kind of a difficult thing because it's kind of hard to like create things because I'm a big writer when you struggle with what you understand. And it's also made dating very difficult for me because it's like part of me really wants to be in a relationship, but the other part of me is like, I hardly know who I am. But one thing that has really helped me when, excuse me, I'm not sure what I believe is learning to understand what I really am sure of what I believe. You may say, wait, what do you mean? Like, be sure of what you believe when you don't know what you believe. Because what I mean is, like, there are principles that I know for sure without doubt. And, like, the principles of, people who love me. Like, I know my mom loves me. I know my family loves me. I know what it means to be kind. I know what it means to be a good person. And that kind of helps me get through the day to day because it's like I realize to myself, oh, sure, like I may not be sure what I believe in this religious belief or in this political belief, but I do know, hey, I want to treat people with respect. I want to love people right and not be a dirtbag. Because there's a lot of times where I get very angry and I'm not always the best person I can be. But one thing I know I can be, even if I'm not sure of what to believe in, is I can be sure of how I treat people. Because here's the thing, I believe beliefs are very important. I do think that they are determinative of your character. I don't even know if determines the real world word, but anyways, I believe they determine your character. However, I also believe that most importantly, how you treat people is more important than any belief of yours. Even if you have a belief that may be hateful or may be wrong, I would say how you treated people will still matter more than whatever you believe. Because at the end of the day, when we pass away, people won't really focus so much on oh these beliefs and they held this beliefs. At least unless you're like a popular figure and you made your whole platform about being ultra political or ultra religious, then yeah, people will talk about your beliefs. But you as like a normal person, when you die, there'll be people will talk about how you treated them. They'll remember how you treated them. Even people who may not fit into the group of people that you would normally like, but if you treated them well, that is what people will care about. And that's like someone I want to be. I remember my mom asked me, "What's one thing you want people to say about you when you pass away?" And I said, I want them to say that I was a good man and not to say I'm some great king of morality. I am very selfish. I'm very rude. I'm not the nicest guy in the world. I could be stand to be better. But one thing I'm trying to be is a person that even if I didn't agree with you politically or on this belief, that I treat you with respect and I treat you with kindness. And I believe that kindness is not really defined so much by being really, really nice because I believe I'm a big skeptic of niceness. I think niceness is a form of politeness, but I don't believe it's a form of morality. Because a ruthless dictator can be super super nice, but not kind. Because kind is defined by authenticity and intent to do good, at least in how I define it. Whereas niceness is being polite. You can be nice, but completely despise the person you're being nice to. You cannot be kind and truly, truly, fully despise the person completely, even when you're kind to bad people. Because if you completely despise the person, I don't believe that you would choose to be kind. I don't think that's how you would act. And I say this when it comes to our beliefs where we don't know what to believe. One thing you can be sure of is to try to be the best version of yourself to others and try to treat people how you would like to be treated. It's a lot more difficult than how I'm phrasing it, but my point is like you have to move forward from the day to day, even if you're unsure of what to do with your life in terms of how what kind of person you're gonna be. One thing you know for sure is that the day still goes, and you have to treat every day as very very precious and take it one day at a time. It's like okay, I'm not sure. It's all right. Life isn't a test. It may feel like a test, but it's not. You're free to go on your own path and realize who you are and fail in that. Just don't worry too much about what you believe or who you are. Like, it's important to think about those things, but focus on trying to be good and best for today. Because, as it said, tomorrow will worry about its own worries. And I'm trying to be that person where it's like, sure, I'm not sure what I truly believe at times. Like sometimes I have doubts, sometimes I'm sure. But one thing I can be sure of is did I express kindness? Did I try to be nice? Or was I rude when I was agitated or something? Like I can be sure that whether I was doing good to others. So that's all I leave you with. It was something on my mind. I hope you guys have a great day and you'll hear from me again.